Imagine logging into your bank account expecting to feel proud of your progress this month. Like you know you and your team killed it, only for your stomach to drop. Like you brought in the revenue, you saw the money coming in, but the cash in your bank account tells a totally different story. So you start to replay your decisions and you wonder what you're missing and you feel frustrated, you feel confused, you feel overwhelmed, and honestly, just a little tired of trying to make sense of the numbers that never seem to match the work that you all are doing. And in that moment, it hits you like a ton of bricks. Boom. Your business is generating revenue. You know how to make the money, but your money is slipping into areas you are not aware of or not monitoring. Like something is happening and you are wondering, why does this keep happening to me? Like, why does my revenue growth is strong? Why is that strong, but the profit is refusing to cooperate? Well, if you've ever experienced this, I need you to stay tuned, because in this episode, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to break down exactly why this is happening, and I'm going to give you the exact strategy to stop this immediately. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Say Yes to Profits podcast. I am your host, Dr. Octavia Conner. Say Yes to Profits is a virtual CFO firm for established consulting firm owners and coaches who are ready to turn their financial confusion and stress into clarity, strategy, cash flow confidence, and predictable profitability. If you've ever felt like your revenue is slipping away as soon as you earn it, you're in the right place. You see, most established consulting firm owners and coaches have businesses that are thriving because they know how to bring in the money. But the problem is that their cash flow and their bank balance, their profits never seem to match the money that they're bringing in. And you see, this problem will continue to show up quietly or loudly in a lot of cases when you can't make payroll, okay? Month after month, until one day it becomes impossible to ignore. So listen, I need you to hit that subscribe button, because this episode is going to be one that you're going to want to come back over and over again. You need to share this episode with your CEO friends, and let's get into it. So I want to start with talking about a client, and we're going to call her Melissa, okay, who felt this exact thing every single month. Like Melissa owned a thriving branding and consulting firm, and she crossed the $1 million mark years ago, and she has built a respected brand. Like if I say the name, you know who I'm talking about. Clients line up to work with her all the time, and she feels successful in some ways, right? Behind the scenes, she feels overwhelmed almost every day, and every time payroll happens and taxes come around and she has to pay the mortgage on her building and things like that. You see, her revenue is growing. She knows how to bring in the money in, but her cash flow, it has a mind of its own. And it is not, or was not, cooperating with Melissa. Like, money was coming in quickly, but it was leaving just as fast. Her expenses continued to rise as her revenue increased. And each month she hoped that her numbers would work out. Like she would generate a profit. She would have more money in the bank account, only for that to hardly ever happen. Melissa was like, something has to change, and something got to change now. She just so happened to hear me speak where I talked about cash flow confidence and predictable profitability. And she pulled me to the side and she said, Dr. O, I felt like you were talking directly to me. I am embarrassed to say I don't know what's going on with my numbers. Like, I am a 7-figure business, okay? I'm successful. Like, she puffed her chest out in that moment. But something is wrong with my money, honey. And I am working hard, and my team is working hard, but the money never seems to be there. So I told Melissa, and I'm going to tell you the same thing, take a deep breath, okay? And schedule your discovery session. That's what we did with Melissa. Melissa scheduled her discovery session. We actually booked her for that following Monday. She became a client that following Monday, okay? And she realized really soon that earning revenue was not the problem. Like she was like, I need to, earn multi 7 figures over and over again to fix this problem. But the revenue earning part wasn't the problem. The problem was her cash management systems, or lack thereof, and her profit stability. Okay. her profit wasn't protected. But once we built the right financial systems and structure, her confidence grew, and so did her commas and her cash in her bank account. And in the first 90 days, her cash on hand increased by 40%, and her profit margin strengthened over 25%. And according to Melissa, for the first time since crossing the 7-figure mark, she felt in control and prepared and finally able to smile when she logged into her bank account. And so you may be wondering, well, what did you do? What's the strategy, Octavia? Get to it. Well, first, you must understand that every financially mature and profitable consulting firm or coaching business has its own rhythm. Get that part. It is a financial rhythm, right? And the financial rhythm is a predictable pattern that gives your money direction and protects your profit. And so you may not know your rhythm, and this could be why you're earning revenue, but the cash is few and far between, right? While profit is never there, you're never able to say yes to profits. And so there's one system, one strategy that if you implement this, you will have a profitable financial rhythm that allows revenue to be earned and profits to be retained that flows into your bank account. This rhythm is called the Profit Protection Protocol. This is a safeguard that prevents profit erosion before it even can start. Okay, so instead of reacting to declining margins, you build a system that automatically protects profits as your business grows. Okay, now the protocol has to include a few things. Number one, it must include what we call automatic margin guardrails, right? You have to establish non-negotiable profit margins by offer, by client, and by delivery model, right? If an opportunity threatens your guardrails, it is restructured or declined immediately. What do I mean? Your guardrails, your automatic margin guardrails means that your margins cannot go below a certain amount, and you proactively determine what that amount will be. And if it goes below a certain amount, you cut it immediately or you restructure it. Does that make sense? This is financial leadership at its finest. Okay, I need you to put in the comments if you're getting this so I can make sure that you do. All right, that's the first thing that you need. Next, you must have a expense expansion rules. Okay, to make this work, you must define clear rules for when and how expenses can increase. These are your expense expansion rules. So for example, for Melissa, we implemented a couple of rules, and I'm going to tell you what we did. Number one, expenses cannot increase, and for her case, they could not increase unless profit is stable for at least a minimum of 30 days. The next rule, team expansion can only occur when you have 3 months of salary saved. So basically, you cannot hire anyone new unless you have saved 3 months of their expected salary. So therefore, you're not trying to pay your new person and your current people, and you just can't pay nobody, even yourself. Okay? Number three, software must prove a return on investment, ROI, within 30 days, or it must be eliminated. Got it? Yes, yes? Let me know in the comments now. Number four, vendors such as coaches and consultants that you hire, right, must produce an ROI in 6 months, or you must eliminate their services or have one of the heart-to-heart conversations on why this is working and why this is not working. Okay? Number five, the fifth rule that we implemented. You proactively project the return on the investment before a purchase is made, and you implement the 24-hour delay decision rule. I talk about the 24-hour delay decision rule in another episode. I'll link it in the comments. You want to go watch that because you need to implement that so you can stop overspending. All right. These are just some of the expense expansion rules that we created for Melissa, right? You see, for Melissa and all of our CFO clients, they receive their profit protection protocol and their expense expansion rule and their automatic guardrails when we complete their assessment, right? That's the first phase. And then they have adaptation, which is the second phase, where they must adapt to these things within the next 30 to 90 days, right? Okay, they have to adapt to it, and then they have to activate it, and then they have to accomplish whatever the goals are that we identify in the adaptation and the assessment phase. All right. This is how we work with our CFO clients because we're serious about them being able to say yes to profits. And so implementing these guardrails, implementing these rules prevent expense creep from happening. It prevents you from draining your profits, and it forces strategic justification of every financial decision. When you put these in place, you stop managing your business from a place of fear, and you start proactively leading it with the ultimate financial structure. This is precisely what happened with Melissa. Once she implemented the profit protection protocol and her guardrails and her expense expansion rules, she no longer questioned where her money was going and why her profits was disappearing. Her decisions became clear, her spending became strategic, and for the first time in years, she could see her profits growing instead of shrinking. Make sense? And listen, you deserve the same level of clarity, control, and confidence in your money, but you must understand how to say yes to profits, and understand it's not something that is a afterthought. It's something that happens intentionally and proactively and not accidentally. Make sense? Yes, yes? Okay, so we've arrived to the profit check yourself moment. And so I want you to pause for a moment and check the financial pulse of your business by asking yourself 3 simple but powerful questions. Number 1, do I have non-negotiable profit margins for every offer, or am I still pricing based on emotions, assumptions, and what feels safe? Your feelings is not going to generate a profit for you, okay? Number 2, have I created clear guardrails that protect expenses from rising faster than revenue, or am I allowing money to slip away without strategic justification? And number 3, do I have a true cash flow safety mechanism that protects payroll, taxes, and operations, or am I relying on hope and timing to keep everything afloat? If any of these questions made you pause, your profit protection protocol and expense rules and margins, they need to be strengthened. So what I recommend that you do is that you take the Say Yes to Profits quiz. You can scan this QR code, go to quiz.sayyes2profits.com so that you can understand your profit score, so that you can fix your leaking profit, so that money stop being a problem and you're finally able to smile when you log into your bank account. Okay? And as a final thought, protecting your profit is not optional. It is financial leadership at its finest. When you stop reacting to your numbers and start directing them with strategy, with clarity, with intentions, everything in your business change. Your confidence increase, your decisions sharpen, your cash becomes consistent and growing, and your profit becomes predictable instead of accidental. Melissa's story is proof that once you apply the right systems, your money begins to behave the way you want it to. Want it to. Okay? And the same can happen to you. You do not have to work harder. It is not about working harder. It is about protecting your profits better. If you are ready to stop guessing, stop stressing, and finally build a financially mature business that supports the life and freedom you desire, then first you need to take the quiz at quiz.sayyes2profits.com. Take the profit quiz and then schedule a discovery session with me so we can chat. Yes, yes? If this episode has been helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. And thank you for tuning in to another episode. This is Dr. Octavia Conner. And until next time, say yes to profits. Toodles. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Say Yes to Profits podcast. Now it is time for you to make money moves. Take action based on what you learn. Now see you on the next episode. Say yes to profits. Toodles.